Good morning. Welcome to College Cash. It's a podcast all about keeping money in your pocket during your educational journey. And I am your tour guide, host, Money Michelle, navigating you to nuggets of information, hopefully worth thousands of dollars. I am so happy to be here with you this Saturday morning. We're going to have a very special guest call in, one of my best friends, who is all about making sure everyone gets on that educational journey super fast and stays on it. But of course, until she calls in, we are going to run through that fantastic five. Remember, my goal every single show, and this, by the way, is going to be one of our last shows. We're going to take a slight break. We'll be back, but it just may be in a few weeks. But in any case, my goal every single show is to make sure you know at least the five basic things that everyone needs to do to get into college and to go to school. And keep in mind, if you're thinking, oh, it's July almost, where in the world could I possibly go to school? Community colleges, they are still accepting students. So you always still have an opportunity with your community colleges. But still, first and foremost, the thing you want to find, fee waiver. You still can go ahead and lock down your fee waivers. Now, that's mainly for your juniors who are going into their senior year. What is a fee waiver? You simply have to make sure that you sign up for free and reduced lunch. How do you do that? Doesn't matter what school district you live in. It's different pretty much every school district, but all you need to do, Google the name of your school district and free lunch. And there should be a way to get to that site where you'll be able to sign up for your free and reduced lunch. Now, always say a disclaimer on the Hillsborough County site, which I am still upset about. I'm hoping someday someone will hear my show and my rant, because there's this big, huge stop sign on the Hillsborough County site that says you don't need to fill it out if your school already gets free or reduced lunch. That is not true for seniors. If you are junior going into your senior year, still fill out that paperwork. Still fill out that link, no matter what your school serves. Even if your school already has free and reduced lunch, you still need to fill out the link. Here's why. You're going to get free application waivers. So that means when you are applying to school next year, you will not have to pay the application fees. For example, FAMU, like $35 application fee. University of Miami, I think $70 application fee. There are thousands of colleges on the Common App. Many of them require application fees. If you have the fee waiver that you only get through free and reduced lunch, signing up through that link, you will not have to pay the application fees. The other big thing, this is huge. You also get free SAT, free ACT, but the big, huge part about the being able to get the free test is you also get the prep kit. So that means SAT through College Board, ACT through ACT.org, they have huge prep tools, we could say, that cost a lot of money. Well, when you get the fee waiver to sign up to take the test for free, you also get the test prep material for free. So that first fantastic five, I say this and will continue to say this every single time I am blessed to have a show. Get your fee waiver, because it's the first step to being able to prep for that test score, which, again, no matter what anybody says, the path to scholarship, Marnie, is the SAT or the ACT. All right, so I mentioned the Common App. Fill it out. Fill out the Common App. Now, this is mainly for my juniors going into their senior years, which, by the way, the Common App is going to open up August 1st or so. So don't wait until your applications are due. Go ahead, start getting into the Common App. Set up your account. Look around. See what the questions are. You haven't done anything this summer. You still got a couple of months. Go do some community service. Go get into an activity. Join a virtual club. There's lots of different things that you can do to be prepared for when that Common App opens. So first, fee waiver. Second, fill out the Common App. Third, find your counselor. This is another thing that can be a little cumbersome, somewhat confusing. It's about getting your transcripts. So I talked about this all last school year. find your counselor, know their name, know their email, know where their office is, because at some point, somebody is going to have to lead you to how to send your transcript. Whether you're going to community college, whether you're going to Harvard, whether you're going to FAMU, they're going to need your transcript. The person who can help you navigate on how to send your transcript is your counselor. So you need to find your counselor. I just mentioned test scores, SAT, ACT. So you're going to need to forward your test scores. In order to forward a test score, you got to take the test. In order to take the test for free, you need the fee waiver. In order to study for the test, you need to prep for the test. All of these things are connected. That's why I call them the Fantastic Five. So you have to remember, forward your test scores to your school. There's some of you right now that may be in a situation where you're all ready to go to school, but you can't register for your classes. Well, maybe because you haven't sent them your test scores, because schools need to actually understand what level you're on in order to be able to register you for your classes. So that's why you have to forward your test scores. Last one really quick, the FAFSA. That is imperative to fill out. Now, some of you are saying, oh, well, it's June, it's too late. No, it's never too late. The one that was due for June was for last school year. So for this upcoming school year, it is still plenty of time to fill out your FAFSA. And speaking of plenty of time, I'm so excited during my, we're not going to say my last show, but right before my hiatus, I have one of my best friends on the phone with me to talk through some of the things that we all want to know. Miss Melanie Beal, how are you doing today? Uh-oh, Mel, can you hear me?
Well,
Mel.
I can hear you.
She can hear me, but I had Bezel turn down my headphones, but now I think I had them turn them down too low. Sorry. Okay, Mel, can I hear you now?
No.
I still need to turn you up a little bit more. I hear you saying hello. There you go. Say hello again.
Yes.
Yay!
Hello.
Mel is here. We have been walking through life pretty much since our children were born. You remember that, Mel?
I do.
I know.
Bible study.
Yep. We started off at Bible study before definitely that was before Blaylin and before Hannah and Lael. So we're going to be talking extensively about them. Can you believe these babies of ours are in high school? Now, Hannah, not quite, but she will be there next year.
Look. Mm-hmm.
So, all right.
She wants to be.
Oh, she won't. Well, that's true. She's already like practicing with the high schools and everything. So it's never too early to get started for high school. All right, Miss Mel. I know that we're going to talk today about what can parents and families do over the summer. So hit me up with a couple of your questions. We're going to just do a quick Q&A for the next 30 minutes here or so.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing from friends who have children who are rising juniors and seniors, what should we be doing this summer to get college ready, especially those rising juniors and seniors? Can you walk us through that?
I sure will. I first and foremost really want to, let's start with the juniors who are going to be rising seniors. I really want to make sure that they understand the Common App, because you can actually go in, you can click through the Common App, you can see what all it takes to fill the thing out. And I want them to understand there are a lot of different things that the Common App encompasses. So I'm pulling it up now. I want to sign in. I actually still have Robbie sign in. And I want to take you through the different sections within the Common App. Now, the reason why this is important, one, so that you can actually see the types of questions that the Common App asks. So, all right. Okay, Bezel, let's go ahead and go to my screen now. So, Mel, I have what's called Common App. You've heard of that, right?
Yes.
Okay. The reason why this is important especially for juniors who are rising seniors, is because you're going to need to fill the thing out. The other reason why this is important for even Blaylin, who is only going into 9th grade, I need for her to understand early the types of questions you're going to have to answer on the Common App. So I'll click through just the profile. Obviously, super personal information, name, stuff that's super easy. Address, super easy. Contact, great, super simple. Demographics, I'm just sort of clicking through everything really, really fast. the main thing I want to show you, I just talked about that, is the Common App fee waiver. I told you about that, right, Mel?
You said everybody should fill out or request that, right?
Yes, everybody should request a fee waiver because you never know if you're going to get it or not. The way that you request a fee waiver, and I just kind of went through this with the fee waiver, is through, and Mel, do me a favor, if you're in front of your computer, Google Hillsborough County free and reduced lunch. Just real quick. I don't know if you're in front of your computer, but I want you to tell me what you see because I always talk through this. Your free and reduced lunch is going to be determined by your annual family income, and if it falls within the income eligibility guidelines set by the USDA Food and Nutrition Service, or your family receives public assistance, or you're enrolled in federal, state, or local programs, or you lived in federally subsidized public housing. Now, many of you are saying, well, I don't really qualify for any of that. Well, the reason why I still want you to try is because you never know what your school may qualify for. So that's why I just like for every single body to try. All right, Mel, do you see it?
I do.
Okay, so what came up?
So it says school meal benefits.
Yes.
Stop before you proceed. Please
Yes.
follow to this link to find out if your child's school is a community eligibility provisional school, CEP school. So just like you said, the school could put us in there.
Right. So here's the thing. It is still based off of your income, but the reason why I want everyone to still try, the laws, the things, all kind of stuff changes all the time. So my advice to everyone is to at least apply for free and reduced lunch and see what happens. Now, you see that big red stop sign right there?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I need for people to understand that if you are a junior going into your senior year, ignore that stop sign. And Bezel, I think I'm showing it on my screen as well. This is the stop sign right here. It says, before you proceed, please follow this link to see if your school is whatever. Fill the thing out. If you're in, and I explained why, Mel. In fact, I've told you enough times. Do you know why, Mel?
Well, you fill it out because it's going to help you when you apply for SAT, for paying for all these fees to take your SAT, things like that, because that adds up.
Yes.
And other fees for college applications and things like that.
Exactly. So that means when you sign up for that free and reduced lunch, regardless of what that stop sign says, it will notify your counselor within your school. And your counselor is the person who determines if you are going to be able to be eligible that year for free and reduced lunch. So if you are a junior going into your senior year, a number one thing that you can do right now today is click apply and apply for free and reduced lunch. Oh, wait, it says it stopped accepting applications. Okay, so you have to actually wait until the school year. My bad. But in any case, at least you know about it now. And I harp on this so much, Mel, because it's the first step to being able to get to take the SAT and the ACT for free. Why else? What's my next reason why? I'm putting.
Isn't college applications tied to that too?
Yep.
Like, all those fees tied for college application. I mean, that adds up.
Correct. And I know that, even just your public schools, I think FAM's application rate was around $35. I know I talked about University of Miami a second ago. I think theirs was $70. All those application fees vary. With that fee waiver, you get all of the application fees waived. You get the test prep for free, and you get to take your SAT twice, and you get to take your ACT twice. All right, next question, Mel. What else you got?
So you're saying for all state universities that will work, or is it out of state too?
Oh, out of state too.
Another question.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Even if you are, when you get that fee waiver, even though it's a Florida-based school, you're going to be using that fee waiver on the Common App. And the Common App has like 4,000 different colleges within it. As long as you get your fee waiver approved, all of your college applications, I think you have like 35 different schools. It gives you 35 different schools that you can apply to with that fee waiver. So that's huge. Okay, so The next thing, all right, Bezel, are we still looking at my screen? Okay,
Mhm.
let's go back to my screen. Um, Starting with eighth graders. I did say eighth grade, okay?
Mhm.
Meaning, if you have a baby that is in middle school, and I call all of our babies babies, I know they're big kids, but starting as young as even Hannah. Hannah took the PSAT, or she taking it next year in eighth grade. I think she's taking it
She,
in eighth grade.
she took it. Mhm.
Oh, she
She
did
took
take
it.
it in seventh grade.
Mhm.
So that means your
But
middle
yeah,
school
I
kids,
think so.
they are going
Mhm.
to have a College Board account. I know for sure many Hillsborough County eighth graders take the PSAT. I know if you're an IB school, you definitely take or for a magnet school, I'm pretty sure most of them take the PSAT. I know 100%
Right.
for sure all ninth graders. So if you're listening to this show and you have a ninth grader, remember, we're talking about what are some things high school students can do now to prepare for your college applications. Parents, right now, if you don't know how to get into your College Board's account, I wouldn't even watch this show anymore. I would go find your child, tell them to sit down and figure out how to get into their College Board account. Here's why. They already have a test score. It is a PSAT score. The reason why you need to know what their PSAT score is so they can start prepping. What does that mean? It means you got to study. You know, Mel, I've watched lots of seminars, read a whole bunch of stuff. Do you know the number one thing that helps to get you the most money going to college?
These test scores.
Yeah, your test scores. That is
Yep.
100% correct.
Mhm.
Even schools
And
that
what
are,
helps them out is practicing. People, there are a lot of free resources out there. You have done a great job of educating folks. I hope people are listening. There
thank
are
you.
free resources out there
Mm-hmm.
to prep these kids.
Yes, and I've actually gone to one of my most favorite free resources all around, Khan Academy. Now, I want you to
Mhm.
understand there's a whole lot of confusion around these test scores. There are many schools still out there that are test optional. Nothing is optional. That word is laughable. If you see optional, you might as well in your mind look at that as mandatory. So, and I'm sure you run your household like this too, Mel. Nothing that says optional is optional. Optional means, are you willing to go the extra mile to put the work in? So it's really a trick question.
Mhm.
So for
Mhm.
schools that are test optional, it's not an option. You should take the test, the SAT or the ACT. You should prep for the test. You should want to score well on the test because that's going to help to give you scholarship money. Now, for a lot of
That's
the
right.
athletes out there, when you are registering through the sports registration portal, I can't believe I've just gone blank, but I forgot the name of the portal. But it's basically the portal where you have to put in your classes. The student athletes have to put in their classes. They have to put in their grades.
NCAA.
Yeah, that's what
NCAA.
I get my NCAA's and my NAACP's all confused. But yes,
Right.
NCAA.
Right.
They have
Mhm.
gone 100% where they don't require test scores. However, just because you are not required to take the SAT or the ACT for your NAACP clearance portal doesn't mean that your school that you're applying to won't need it. Okay, so it's
That's right.
so
That's right.
confusing out there for athletes. You're probably saying, "Oh, I don't need to take tests because the NAACP portal doesn't need it anymore." No, they may not need it anymore, but the school that you want to go to may need it. And then, Mel, I'm sure you've heard too of the transfer portal because a lot of colleges
Mhm.
right now, they're not even looking at freshman athletes unless you are. And Mel, you know more about this. Tell me about that whole 5-star thing, the ratings of athletes. I mean, you got to be really, really good now to get a full ride in a sport.
Yeah, you really do. And I'm trying to understand this, especially with Florida just passing, allowing the opportunity for our high school students to get NIL contracts and things like this. I'm becoming more aware. Met some young people, some young ladies who are in high school getting NIL money and things like that. But you have to keep your nose clean. You have to have your ducks in a row. So educating yourself is so important. And you really have to stand out. You have to be a one percenter. So you can't count on that, number one. So you have to keep your academics right. These students have to approach everything as that I'm a scholar athlete. So scholarship is first to get money. And then athletics, hey, if I'm fortunate enough to be one of those one percenters that can get recruited for a full scholarship, full ride out of high school, which, like you said, is not as common anymore. Colleges, these coaches would rather get somebody who's been playing a couple of years already on the collegiate level to transfer, as opposed to recruiting a high school senior who still has to mature and grow and develop, unless they are like a standout.
Stellar
so
student.
You're absolutely right.
And, a lot of times what we're also seeing is coaches will take freshmen who may just be good, not exactly unbelievably great, but they won't get the full sports scholarship. They'll get a portion of a sports scholarship, but then they will get the rest from an academic scholarship, meaning your test scores, your SAT, your ACT, your GPA. I think those are some of the most three important acronyms: ACT, SAT, and GPA. It stands for MONEY. Right. So
I love it.
I know, right? I just came up with that. You know me, on the spot. But anyway.
That's a T-shirt, Michelle.
That is
That's
a T-shirt.
Go ahead.
SAT, ACT,
on your website.
GPA equals MONEY. That is a T-shirt. Let me tell my T-shirt king out there. Oh, he's talking right about now. You know, Mr. Blaylock, who is the sponsor of College Cash. So thank you very much. He loves making T-shirts. I think we do need to get. I think we do need to get a T-shirt that says that and pass that out to all the student athletes so they understand that's how you get your money. There is such a small amount of student athletes that are that one percenter, as you say, or that 5-star athlete. There's just not a lot of them to go around. And even of all of those, the travesty is when you do have, and I've seen this with a couple of students that I was working with, amazing speed and the opportunity to be able to perform on the field. Guess what? No offers because they don't have a high GPA or they haven't taken the SAT or the ACT. So I need for people to understand schools would rather have a good, now you still need to be good in order to get sports scholarships, but they would rather have a good athlete and a great student. That combination instead of a great athlete and a poor student, bad student, student that hadn't put in that academic work. Okay, so I talk about all that and I showed Khan Academy because Khan Academy, every single student in Hillsborough County, every single student, literally worldwide, I know this is YouTube, so maybe somebody in a whole other country might be talking. All this stuff still applies to you if you want to go to school in America. Khan Academy is available to every single body for free. And the amount of courses, okay, Bezel, I don't know if you can see my screen again or not. Look at all of the courses that are available on Khan Academy. So if you are behind, Mel, your original question is, what can families be doing? Study. Take the summer and study. You already know if you're behind.
So that summer slide is real. I'm a former high school teacher. That summer slide is very real. And math and reading are the two subjects where kids feel it the most, especially our brown students.
Yeah.
If they are not reading and practicing math, they are going to lose ground. So,
and I'm going to take it.
Parents, keep it up.
I'm going to take it even further back. I know we're talking about high school, but I just see on here in Khan Academy, and I don't know if you see my screen, Bezel, or not. There's something that says, get ready for 3rd grade, get ready for 4th grade, get ready. It literally goes all the way. The get readies, just get ready, starts from 3rd grade and it goes all the way through 8th grade. And then for high school, the get readies go to Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, Pre-Cal, AP Cal, AP Statistics. Not the courses, but just the get ready for. You have to get ready for these classes that you're taking. Then, let's say you do want to just study, have some prep. we're looking at middle school biology, middle school physics, high school biology, world history, U.S. history. Now, where did my college prep go? Because sometimes it's a little bit hidden on here, but so I want to click through this really quickly and find it. Sometimes you have to just
Yeah.
let me Google. Hold on. Let's see. SAT prep. So within the actual Khan Academy site itself, go in the little search box, put in SAT prep. Look what pops up. Creating an SAT prep plan. Calculators on the SAT. Do you realize that you have to know how to properly set up your calculator? You can bring your own calculator, but you have tips of ways to actually set up your calculator the best way. And that's right there, affordable because it's free for you on Khan Academy. I remember when Robbie was prepping for his SAT and ACTs, we actually had to pay. We paid for him to take a class on how to set up his calculator. I see Bezel blinking back there. You know that was a thing? Oh, he said, no, it's just his eye. but anyway, there's an actual course that you have to pay for so that students actually have their calculator set up correctly with the allowances for the formulas and things that you can use on some of your tests. I know during COVID, you actually, if you took the course, you got to borrow one of the calculators that already had all the formulas set up in it. So even
that is crazy.
Isn't that crazy? I know. But those
That's
are the
crazy.
kinds of things that you do over the summer. I like this one, creating an SAT prep plan. Now, I may be test intensive. I may be talking so much about just taking and prepping for that SAT or the ACT. But Mel, I'm hoping you're seeing my face again. I don't know. All I know is if you don't hear anything else I say, the main thing I need for families to concentrate on over the summer is A, getting ready for the classes that they're going to be taking during the next school year, and B, prepping for the SAT and the ACT. And I have to admit my own self, because Blayla, my daughter, she is taking all kind of flag football. I mean, she is playing. Our babies are doing all kind of flag football stuff this summer. So
Yes,
I'm trying to let her get acclimated to, being on the team or trying to start to being on the team, doing those workouts. So I'm giving her a little bit of time, but you best believe by mid-July or so, she's going to be getting on that Khan Academy, and she's going to start her SAT prep. She actually had to do it last school year anyway to prep for the PSAT. But she is 14 years old, and she just finished 8th grade, going into 9th grade, and we are already doing SAT prep. So you understand that?
That's what we have to do. That's what we have to do.
I know.
I'm the same way, Michelle.
Exactly. So, okay, so let me go back to the College Board account.
Oh, and Michelle, and might I add, you remember that course you and I talked about? There's a new requirement
The financial
for Florida
literacy.
high school students of the financial literacy course that's going to be required for all rising ninth graders and beyond to have. Well, Lael is a rising sophomore.
So,
Personal financial literacy, I was like, this is a priority. You're taking that this summer. And they have a general level, and then they have an honors level. So she's taking
wow, there's an honors level on there too?
knocking it out over the summer. And she's learned a lot about personal finance. We have those discussions within our family, but she's been able to add to those discussions because of this course. And it's an easy course.
Yeah.
And it's practical.
So what I did, Mel, is I actually pulled up FLVS. Now, I know that there are those of you who are listening and you maybe don't live in Florida. But even if you're from Florida, but maybe you're, obviously somewhere else, you could be jet setting around the world. But if you have a Florida address, Florida Virtual School is another resource that's completely free for you, where students can actually take courses for credit. So what Mel is talking about, the Florida Virtual School Flex courses. So you'll be able to set up an account. Once again, look at all the different languages. I know I can't even finish the sentence. You can set up an account, set up your student account, set up your parent account, and your student can actually take courses. Here's the one that I think you're talking about. It says, it may not be this one, but there's something on here that says mathematics for data and financial literacy. So I'm not sure, Mel, if that's the exact one you're referring to. But I'm looking
That's
here.
not the exact one, but that's a good one.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to find. There's electives, leadership, life
I'm, I'm,
management, but I can't find
I'm
the
sending
exact
it to you right
one.
now.
Oh, what is Leo looking it up for me? The exact name of it?
Yep, it's personal finance and money management.
Is it under math? It may be under the math
No, that's a
section.
great
Is it?
question.
Oh, here it is. It's
Um,
under the elective courses. And Mel, what you're saying
okay.
is that this is a new course that all high school students are going to have to take now.
Yes, it's going to be a requirement for graduation
Wow.
for rising freshmen and beyond, which
So
is important. It's actually overdue.
So that's another thing when we're talking about what can parents and families do this summer. If you have a ninth grader, ninth through 12th grader, go ahead and just knock that course out. Knock out the personal finance literacy course. It's on Florida Virtual. It's free. Here's a description of it. You'll be able to go to FLVS and sign up for it. So obviously making sure you understand what's on the Common App, making sure you do your test prep. Go ahead, take a couple of courses. I just saw in here something that was so cool. All the different languages that are available. There's sign language.
Right.
So maybe you have a student where they just don't like foreign languages, but you know that that's a requirement for your Florida Bright Futures. So look at the different, they can do American Sign Language. That could be, that's considered a foreign language, even though it's a sign language class. So if you have someone they just don't like Spanish or French or whatever, tell them to do sign language. Something else that's on here is Latin. So you have your normal ones, your Chinese, your French, your Hebrew, your Latin, your Spanish. Bezel's back here giving me all kind of signs. What are we doing? Bezel's
You
like,
know what, Michelle?
uh-huh.
That's great. You can't go to sleep on Latin. My oldest
Oh, yeah,
daughter
no.
took Latin in middle school, and it really took her vocabulary to another level.
Mhm.
It really did. And it helped with SAT, as most of us know, ACT and SAT prep on the reading portion.
That's exactly what I was going to ask. How did that Latin benefit her when it comes to test scores? So, okay,
She's a
so
great
Mel,
test taker.
looks like Bezel's telling us we have about 3 more minutes left. I didn't even get through the. I know we're doing an abbreviated show today. We came on early. We're going off a little bit early because we're getting ready to actually take the full hiatus for College Cash. So we've got some prep we have to do for after the show. We've got a whole nother guest that's coming in for Bezel to do some different things here at In Touch. So 3 more minutes, but quickly, let me go back to the Common App and let me take you through the activity section because that's another thing
Oh, yes.
that I want people to understand. What is an activity? What is something you could do over the summer? How can families prepare 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade? How can you get ready for that Common App? There is an entire section on activities, arts, music, clubs, community engagement, family responsibilities. And I'm going to click on this because what are family responsibilities in the activity section and why are they important? There is someone out there right now, you don't have a car, you are very low on resources financially, your parents have younger children, and you are in charge of their care for the entire summer. I want you to understand that caring for young children, supervising a younger sibling, regularly assisting for a grandparent or an older relative, routinely cooking, cleaning, running errands, or working to provide family income. Those are things you can write about on the Common App. This type of a subject really brings tears to my eyes because there are kids out there that I can sit up here and I can yell from the top of my lungs. They can't do sports. They don't have clubs. They don't have a car to go do community service. Baby, whatever you are doing to help your family in that activity section, you write about that family responsibility because that is important and that counts. Okay, I'm getting way too emotional here. I think it's because it's my last show. I just want to get all the information in. Okay, so, Bezel said it's not the last. We're just taking a break. All right, activity 1, your leadership descriptions. You have internships. I'm reading Robbie's stuff. He was a volunteer trainee for STEM prep. So within the activities, they give you 1, 2, how many? 3, as I keep going, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can you believe I'm still counting? 9,
That's crazy.
10. 10 activity sections. Now, do you have to have all 10 filled in? No. But the more that you can tell your story, and it's good to have activities that are relatively related to them, to a particular subject. Like I was talking to Lael the other day, and she says she wants to go into finance. So I was trying to tell her about particular opportunities within clubs. Don't just be in a club, be the treasurer of a club. Figure out if you're going to be
That's right.
studying things around the city through a particular opportunity within the city, learn more about city finances. So if finances is your thing, there's the Dime Prep program. Make your activities centered around financing. Maybe if you are going to do some community service, it could simply be teaching younger kids about math. So take a subject. My son's subject was science. So most of his activities revolved around science camps and science courses and being in on different science things. Now he of course still play golf. You'll probably still have your sport for many of you. But keep in mind your activity should have a general theme, not just student council, honor society, basket weaving, flag football. It should just have, you need to have a theme. If you have a sport and a bunch of different activities, your activities should be somewhat related, but the most important part of those activities, leadership. You should be the president, the vice president, the treasurer, something, some sort of the captain of the team, the co-captain. You want to make sure you
That's
have
right.
your leadership opportunities. Okay, last thing, I know Bezel
Please
told me.
tell my child that. Thank you, Michelle. Please tell her that because it falls on deaf ears coming from me. So people, make sure you have a community speaking to your kids.
You said tell Lael that? Oh, we had that whole conversation on the ride home the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Lael
I
knows.
meant to, thank you for that.
Oh, she told you? She's like, Miss Michelle's already telling me about stuff. Well, we did. Okay, so Bezel, I promise we're about to finish up, but I have to go through the writing portion of the Common App. There's going to be a personal essay that you're going to need to do. Now, the response is going to have to be the shortest response is 250 words. The longest response is 650 words. Now that, remember, that was a couple years ago. I'm in my son's Common App. So sometimes those things change. Sometimes the questions change. But basically, a lot of the things will revolve around. Some students have a background, identity, interest, or talent that is so meaningful, they believe their application would be incomplete without it. So that is a story that you need to tell. Oh my gosh, I'm about to start crying again. There was a student that I worked with. She wanted to go to FAM, but she had applied to all these other schools. Great student. She'd gotten into a lot of schools, but she really, really, really wanted to go to FAM. Well, FAM requires an essay. So that means when you're filling out the Common App, you have to do the essay portion. And she said she just didn't have anything to write about. But as I started talking to her more, she mentioned to me that in elementary school, she had significant hearing loss. Oh, I remember what it was. She wanted to be a dentist. So I asked her, well, why do you want to be a dentist? And she said, well, because I've spent a lot of time reading lips. And I'm like, and she said, and people's teeth are jacked up. I'm like, what? Why have you spent so much time reading lips? She said, I spent so much time reading lips because in elementary school, I couldn't hear. She had a hearing aid. This baby thought she had nothing to write about. I'm like, if you don't put that story on paper. So I got my phone out and I started recording her as she told the story about her hearing loss and her hearing aid and her fight to get her hearing back and reading lips and how she works with kids and she reads, she still reads lips to this day because she has to. Even though her hearing is a lot better, she still reads lips just to make sure, she's getting all the information. So she notices kids' teeth all the time, and that's her passion about why she wants to become a dentist, because, and specifically a children's dentist, because she's seen how many younger kids just don't have a pretty smile and how significant just that one thing is in regards to their confidence. So she's telling the story. I start recording the story. I said, take this recording and write down everything you said and put it in the application and send it. She got into FAM 1 week later. 1 week.
That's
so
beautiful.
You have stories. Sit around and think about your story if you don't have anything else to do over the summer. Okay, the next one. The lessons we take from obstacles we encounter can be fundamental to later success. So recount a time when you faced a challenge, a setback, a failure. Reflect on a time when you questioned or challenged a belief or an idea. What prompted your thinking? What was the outcome? Reflect on something that someone has done for you that's made you happy or thankful. How has this gratitude affected you? Robbie ended up writing about an accomplishment, an event, or a realization that sparked a period of personal growth and a new understanding of yourself. Another one, describe a topic, idea, or concept you find so engaging that it makes you lose track of time. Doggone it, if you like, I mean, as much as we adults don't like social media, but daggone it, if TikTok is your life and it makes you lose all counts of time and reasons, right about that. What is it that is so captivating to you about TikTok? What are the things you spend your time watching? What are the things you're learning? Now, if it's something ratchet you're watching on TikTok, no. But if you are literally watching TikTok all day because you want to learn more cooking techniques, or maybe you want to learn more makeup techniques, or maybe you want to, there's SAT prep and math prep on TikTok. So if TikTok is your thing, write about it. But it needs to have a theme. It can't just be you like TikTok because you just like TikTok. But if that's what it is, it makes you lose track of time. Tell why. Or doggone it, you can just pick anything you want. It says share an essay on a topic of your choice. It can even be an essay you already wrote. What'd you say, Mel?
That's right. No, I was going to ask, like, something like organization. Like, Elle could lose herself with packing and organizing.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Practical enough?
Not only is that something she can write about, that is also something she can list in her activities. That can also be something that can be part of her volunteer work. Imagine if she's going into a nursing home or going into a childcare facility or going into any type of a school and getting that place organized. Imagine if she's working with younger students or even her friends whose folders are all over the place. Their organizational skills are terrible. That's an activity. That's a hobby. So not only is that something she can write an essay about, that is something that goes into her activity sections. That even something could be she could start a whole nonprofit about in regards to helping kids get organized. So yes, Mel, there are so many things. I still didn't get into my real talk, big futures.
Okay.
Bella's
well, you know,
I'm sorry,
all it means is we have to, when you reopen, when you have reimagined everything and you start back, we just continue the conversation.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So I know I said Common App is going to be the last thing that I talked about, but I want to go back into Big Future. Big Future is about College Board. I told all the parents out there, give it your kids right now, log into their College Board account. Within College Board, there's something called Big Future. Within Big Future, there's something called Real Talk. Okay, Bezel, are we looking at my screen? It says empowering Black students to own their future. Real Talk is connecting with Black college and career planning experts. Look at all the different videos. 3 ways to attend college with less debt. Secure the bag and your dream job. Money talks. Sip and see the real tea on HBCUs. Celebrate Juneteenth. Level up. Secure your summer internships. HBCUs, PWIs, and you. So that's going to be a comparison episode. There are all those different episodes right in there in College Board, in Big Future, in Real Talk. Then you have where you can take a career, you can search careers, do a career quiz, career exploration, multiple pathways to success, majors. Try to just sit this summer and figure out what you want to major in. Planning for college, college quiz, connect with colleges, how to stand out in high school, paying for college, scholarship searches, community events. So all sorts of different things. Okay, I'm going to go to pay for college and I'm going to go to scholarship search because I just discovered this today. 26,096 scholarships listed inside of Big Future. This is a relatively, I know they've had it, but I do not think they've had this many scholarships in there before. So even just going into, I'm gonna send you the link. But look at the filters. You can filter it by location, so United States, Canada, Mexico. You can filter it. Look what else we're about to have these girls doing. You can filter it with high school, 9th grade, 10th grade. There are 265 scholarships 9th graders and 10th graders can already be writing their essays about. Look at this one. This is the Power Life Sciences Scholarship for Clinical Trial Accessibility. There's the Legacy Scholarship. Oh, man, I think the Legacy Scholarship, there's another UNCF Legacy Scholarship. I need about 20,000 more shows. There's the SSA Student Activist Scholarship, the Zora Neale Hurston Scholarship. Those are scholarships, 265 of them for 9th and 10th graders. Now, the other thing I just saw, which, you know, for my own personal benefit, why are you shaking your head, Bezel? He's just looking at stuff. Oh, okay. He's multitasking today. All right. Sometimes he's shaking his head about stuff I'm saying. I got to make sure I clarify. But look at this. There is a postgraduate medical school scholarship database. So if you are someone that happens to be just thumbing through YouTube and you're hearing me running my mouth, but you're going to med school, you can go into College Board, Big Future, Plan Pay for College, drop down link, scholarship search, filter it, postgraduate medical school, postgraduate law school. 243 results on various medical school scholarships or grants. What is this? Doctors Nathema and Peter Achu Family Foundation Scholarship, $2,000. Another one for $2,500. There was something I saw in here for $44,000. This is the American, help me with this word, Otological Society Fellowship Scholarship. I gotta click on that. So these are students. I thought so. I gotta tell my student about this. This is for students who are interested in researching topics related to ear disorders, including normal functions having to do with hearing. That's a $44,000 scholarship just sitting around waiting on somebody to fill out. So, okay, there's a law one. I hope Daryl is here. Daryl with InTouch, he's the owner, was asking me about law school scholarships. This is a postgraduate law school database with 120 different scholarship searches. So I will make sure. Is Daryl here? I think I see him. Yep, there he is. Hey, Daryl, can you come in here? Tell him to come in here for just a sec. Yeah, you. Daryl's like, what the heck is going on? I'm waiting for this girl to get off the show so I can finish cleaning up the studio and do everything I need to do. Daryl, just real quick, come in my show with me really, really fast. And thank you for allowing us to use this studio to really get this information out. Remember a long time ago, you asked me about scholarships for law school? Mm-hmm. So as I was preparing for today's show, this is in your College Board you could really just Google Big Future Scholarship Search. Okay. There's a filter on here now where you can click on postgraduate law school. And there's 120 different scholarships specifically for students going to law school. Wow. 5,000 graduate and professional scholarship program. Yvonne Nona, 2,500. Wow. Another Sarasota County Bar. Now there's going to be all sorts of different requirements, but at least now we know where it's at.
Absolutely.
7,000. Look at this. Calgary Black Chambers Blake's Law Scholarship. 7,000. I don't even know what that is, but it's $10,000.
Right.
So we found it.
Okay, we found it. Big Future collegeboard.org. Let me just say this, Michelle. Thank you so much for being a part of the InTouch family.
Oh, thank you.
We appreciate you being on board with us and staying with us, actually.
It's been great. I've loved it. And Melanice is on the line, too. She was my calling guest.
So this is not the end.
Okay. Because you know I'm crying.
Don't cry. We're just transitioning. We're moving our operation. But we'll be up and running in no time.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm so happy to hear that. I told Bezel I was going to end early. I've been lying about that every single show. I'm like, yeah, we'll just do 30 minutes. Okay, yeah, we'll do a little short show. I just got too much to say.
Well, but it's all good.
Well, thank you. Thank you
All righty.
so much. All right, Miss Mel, see you later.
All
And
right.
to all of you out
Okay.
there, thank you again for watching College Cast. Remember, you can always email me. I will keep my email open, moneymichelle03@gmail.com. Toodaloos.
Thank you, Michelle.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys, Daryl.